What's up guys, this is Yasin, and we just got some new Synchron cards announced, and I believe the structure deck that I had the other junk cards, whatever, so let's check it out. I'm not gonna waste any more time. The first card is Scrap Synchron Earth Machine. What a time to be alive, because it's super easy to search off of Infinite Track River Stormer, meaning that you can potentially bridge into the Synchron engine utilizing the K9 engine, which could be good if this card has a good effect. So it is a level 1 monster, and it's a tuner. For a Synchro summon, you can substitute this card for any one Synchron tuner, and then you can only use the first and second effect once per turn. If you Synchro summon a monster that mentions a Synchron tuner as material, this card in your hand can also be used as material. That is quite interesting, okay. So not only does it substitute itself for anything, which is already really good, because there's a lot of cards that are actually quite broken in like the Synchron whatever monsters that you can make, but they're super specific, so it doesn't really feel like you really want to play them too much. But the fact that it substitutes itself and can be used in your hand, so you don't have to waste your normal summon on it just so that you can Synchro summon, that's pretty good. So I do like this. And then if a monster you control that mentions Junk Warrior and or is a Synchro monster with Warrior, and its original name would be destroyed by battle by a card effect, you can manage this card from your field or graveyard instead. The issue that I have, and I'm not 037 Wolf, so again, I don't have like too many super relevant things to see here, but I am pretty sure that the best card in the whole Synchron deck is Junk Speeder. Usually when a card reads, in this card Synchro summon, you can special summon up to 5 freaking monsters from your deck in defense, is, you know, usually a card like this ends up being super broken. Also, it doesn't even negate like whatever you summon, which is very stupid. So yeah, that card is really cracked, but unfortunately it's not a warrior monster. Yeah, I guess it is good for like the new Junk Warrior Extreme or something. That card's just not good enough. That's the problem that I've got. Like, a Junk Warrior obviously always sucked ever since its release. I mean, it was never really a good card. Maybe it was like played when the Synchro mechanic just came out, but that doesn't mean that it was good. It's just that there was nothing else to play. You know, Yu-Gi-Oh was different back then. However, they're trying to, you know, turn it into like a real deck. So now there's 3 new cards in the form of Synchro Fellows, and then Anchorbolt Hedgehog, Full Speed Warrior, as well as a new Synchro monster that is Junk Warrior Extreme. It's not as good as Junk Speeder. That one, it only summons like up to 2 monsters, and also from the grave, not even from the deck. And also it locks you under only being able to special summon once for the rest of the turn, which is so frustrating. I don't know why they did that, but still, it's technically an okay-ish card. I don't know how you're beating Nib. I've got no idea. Maybe you're trying to make a Crystal Wing early before you get to do that, but I really doubt it's like a good 1-card combo. Maybe, though. We never know. But yeah, I mean, it's a good card, just because, well, the way I see it is super easy to search off of Infinite Track River Stormer, so if you want to bridge into it, you definitely can do that. I don't know if, you know, the Synchron deck really wants to play K9. At the current moment, K9 is really, really hot. It makes a lot of decks much, much, much better. So being an Earth Machine to me is a big turn on. Anyways, the next card is Scrap Warrior. So that's really cool how, you know, they're trying to merge Scrap with Synchron and Warrior and everything. So that's the theme of these 2 new cards. And it requires Scrap Synchron as well as 1+ non-tuner. It's level 3. So in case you didn't know, a lot of really good cards in the Synchron deck, they're level 2 non-tuners. And then the tuners are either level 3 or 1. So the first one was level 1, so you make a level 3 monster. And then if you've got like Junk Synchron, which is like the heart and soul kind of the deck, you can make your level 5 Synchros. The level 5 Synchros, if you want to make the vanilla Junk Warrior, you can do that. Or you can make Junk Speeder and then lose the 1 hand trap. Or you can do this if you've got a level 1. So you can only use the first effect once per turn. If this card is Synchro summoned, you can add to your hand or send to the graveyard 1 Junk Synchron or any card that mentions Junk Warrior from your deck. It feels like it does a lot, like it searches a lot, but again, realistically, it only searches like 4 cards right now, so it searches Synchro Fellows, as well as Anchorbolt Hedgehog, Full Speed Warrior, and Scrap Synchron. It doesn't have like the biggest like arsenal of search targets. As time goes by and as we get like more support cards for like the Synchron cards and whatever, this could end up being much better in the future, of course. And it can also send it to the graveyard, so if you want to send like your Anchorbolt Hedgehog, you can do that, and then you can revive back, and then you can make your Junk Speeder. So it's still, like, a lot of cards are 1-card Junk Speeders right now. I don't know how relevant these cards are, like, necessarily are. Maybe you could have already done that before, like, all the new support, but again, like I said, not complaining too much. The activated effects of monsters you control that mentions Junk Warrior and or are Synchro monsters with Warrior in their original names cannot be negated, except Scrap Warrior. That's a big turn-off for me, because, first of all, it doesn't protect itself. And I know cards that, you know, protect themselves inherently are just, like, not necessarily the healthiest in Yu-Gi-Oh! Hearts of Cryptor can do that. I mean, it only protects itself and it doesn't protect anything else, but it does have, like, a weird restriction in a way where it has to, like, be linked. It has to, like, either point to a monster or be pointed to by a monster, I believe. But yeah, I mean, this is not super relevant to my eyes, because If you want to make like a junk speeder, again, it's not going to be protected from like Ash, Valor, Imperm, etc. So that's another like small frustrating thing. And I guess problem number 2 that I've kind of realized with these cards is that they don't really feel like they add too many layers of, you know, depth to the deck. It's really just like we get more consistency cards, we get more synchro climbing tools, but what are we making? Like, we're still making the exact same synchro monsters as we've always done, you know? It's still, you know, shooting Quasar, whatever, Crystal Wing, etc., the exact same end board. So to me, it feels like Konami has not really done a great job with like these new cards, in the sense where they're not really transforming the deck into something brand new. They're really just like adding, I guess, consistency in a way, adding more starters and making the deck just feel the same, but with different cards. I don't know, it's kind of like Cyber Dragon when they got like Cyber Dark cards. It's still like the same deck, but then you got to play a lot of weird cards in your deck. I don't know how like Scrap or Junk players are feeling, or like not Scrap, I guess, obviously, but like Synchron, Junk, whatever. I don't really feel like they're like super happy with these new cards. I don't know, like I said, I'm not really an expert on them. Personally, I don't really think that this is necessarily what they were asking for. I would really appreciate it if like there could be like new boss monsters for the deck that you really want to go into, and there's like a real game plan that didn't involve like all the old cards. Like, again, all the big boss monsters that are level 12 synchro monsters that require like infinite monsters to make would have been cool, but we can always dream. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know how you feel about these new cards in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.